Hey, how's it going, everybody? Cyclops from Paramount Cyclops here. And we got a tweet that's making the rounds, going through the news, and I got to sit my 2 cents into it. And speaking of 2 cents, I invite you to put your 2 cents in on this too. And speaking of 2 cents, why don't you give me a like, a subscribe, a comment, something. Anything would be epic if you think that I've informed you in any way, shape, or form. So let's read this. Glenn Greenwald tweeted, and he's not wrong in his opinion. If, during an election, tech giants take unprecedented steps to censor the internet to prevent the spread of incriminating reporting about a candidate, then of course that candidate, upon winning, should turn key government posts over to them. Anything else would be ungrateful. Because yes, every good king throughout history has given the keys of the kingdom to those who have helped him gain power. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? But wait. People don't know the full story. Here's the problem with just reading the title and running with it. The enemy of my enemy is my friend actually comes from a real-life scenario of a prince in the Middle East way back when. He was battling, I believe it was barbarians or another tribe. That doesn't matter. It's the general context of the story. Whoever his enemy was, he went to the enemy of that enemy and became friends with them. They allied. Together they beat his opposing enemy, and that's where the statement, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. However, the very same prince and the very same people that he allied himself with, they conquered his land and ended up beheading that prince. So the enemy of my enemy is my friend until they become my enemy. Remember that one. And the mainstream media is not your friend. They have censored things, and it's known that they've censored things, and now they're giving positions of power. And tell me that the situation itself doesn't ring weird. It's not that Biden has tech individuals in his transition team. That's not abnormal. It happens. We can't just be like, well, you can't have tech, big tech people in your transition team. That's normal. It's the situation. It's the fact that big tech companies hid information that could possibly have changed people's perception of a candidate. They downplayed one set of scandals for a candidate and upplayed another set of scandals for another candidate. And now they're reaping the rewards of it because the very candidate that they helped get into office is giving them positions of power. Mark Stoller. This was the tweet. Biden transition is quietly putting Google and Facebook employees into its transition landing teams. This should concern everyone. Because here's the thing. Censorship is like a river. Right now they're censoring conservatives because conservatives are on the bank of the river. But just like any good river, if you don't stop the flow or at least control the flow, it erodes the banks further and further and further. At some point, the conservatives are going to be swept away. And then who's left? The bank has moved, and now the bank is on your doorstep. Is it at that point that you step up and speak? Or will it be too late by then and you'll be swept away? Choice is yours. I can give you the information. What you do with it after that is up to you. I can rally and cry out with my tiny voice, and I can throw your tiny voice in with it, and maybe all together we can become a big voice, but in the end, I can only dispense the information. I can't show you what the truth is. Only you can do that. When the Biden transition team released the names of hundreds of personnel on November 10th, there were 0 current Facebook or Google employees among them. And that's the other thing. If there was nothing wrong with it, how come it wasn't up and up? How come they didn't say, hey, you know what? We're changing our transition team. Check it out. We're adding these 4 people. They're going to be great to the cause. Here's the reason we put them in. Then people could have looked at it and said, been great, awesome, right on. You're up and up. There's nothing wrong with it. You're letting us know. Cool. But just like the USB thing, it looks weird. It doesn't matter if it's normal and fine and there's nothing nefarious going on at all. It has the appearance of something going on. And we live in an information age where we're not even allowed to question it. Don't you dare look at the man behind the curtain. Look at my left hand while my right hand does this thing over here. Don't look at my right hand. Don't you look at my left hand. Read the title and don't look into it. Just read the title and run with the story. Don't do your own research. That's the world we live in. And I'm the opposite, which is why my channel never grows, because I tell you you're an adult. I can give you the information as I see it. You can base your own opinion. I don't believe in censoring you. I believe in giving you everything and saying, here you go, do with it what you will, because you're smart. I don't think you're a child. I think you can make your own opinion. You've grown up, and purportedly you must be alive right now because you're watching this video, so obviously you're doing something, correct? So obviously you are capable of accepting all the information, weighing the facts and evidences for yourself, and coming up with your own opinion. The transition website quietly added 4 Facebook and Google employees to its agency review teams on or close to Thanksgiving. The hawk-eyed Stephen Overly noticed. All 4, and this is weird, continue to work at their companies while on the transition administration. So in other words, they have direct ties from their corporations, direct ties. They are working both at their company and the transition team. Does that not strike you as weird? It's like inviting the fox into the hen house and saying, have at it. Happy breakfast. Zaid, a Facebook public policy official, joined the State Department and International Development teams. Christopher Upperman, a Facebook manager, was added to the Small Business Administration team. Rachel Lieber, a Facebook director and associate general counsel, now sits on the intelligence community team. And just like a boomerang, coming right back to where it started, Dean Scott, a Google program manager and alum of Obama's Homeland Security Department, will again come back and serve on the Homeland Security Department while still working at Google as a program manager. What? Now, I understand he's going to quit the program manager job to go work at the DHS, but right now, this is odd that he's doing both, and there's no clear time when he's going to quit one. And if he doesn't quit the Google program manager, then we've got a serious conflict of interest. Not that we don't already. Don't let them pull the wool over your eyes. Peek out every once in a while and see the world. And another Obama admin. I mean, come on now. It's practically Obama 3.0 at this point. Silicon Valley critics have pressured the incoming administration to not hire people with ties to the tech industry to senior posts, particularly individuals associated with Facebook and Google, because they have these antitrust lawsuits. And they have other lawsuits that have to do with freedom of speech and censorship. And they've been proven that they target conservatives. It's not even a matter of question. So right now, liberals and progressives and Democrats, the conservatives are saving you from censorship because they're taking the brunt of the censorship. But what happens when they step aside? When they're beaten down, they say, fine, we can no longer say these things or have these views, fine. We'll go with the flow. But a bank doesn't move with the ocean. It doesn't move with the river. It erodes and it disappears. Your political view matters. It's like every other muscle. If you don't exercise your rights, even the smallest ones, then you slowly lose them. They slowly erode away. And then you get to a point where you're looking back and you're saying, where'd your rights go? And I'm going to have to look at you and say, well, I told you. Your rights were slipping by. You stood there, you waved, and you said, bye-bye rights. Bye-bye. And then you're going to get to a point where you turn around and you say, I don't recognize anything. I can't say certain words. I don't have any opposing opinions, so I think I'm right, but deep down inside, I think maybe there's something wrong because there's nobody to tell me any different. I encourage you guys to do your own research, as always. And I hope that I can be added to your information diet. A good information diet consists of multiple points of view and dissenting opinions. There's nothing wrong with hearing them. In fact, there's something beautiful with hearing a dissenting opinion, weighing the balances out, sifting it out, sorting the good from the bad, and handing that information back to the person better than when they gave it to you. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one.